What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in today's video, we want to talk about ECOWAS and how they are treating Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, and the role that an unexpected player has played in this strained relationship. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. People, sometimes we look at life, right? And we assume that the people that look the most like us are somehow sympathetic to the things and the struggles and the triumphs and the tribulations that we go through because we assume that they're going through the similar fate. But it turns out that everybody who looks like you is not for you. And the ones we think are not for us turn out to be the ones who are sympathetic and are for us. Now, a case in point is the ECOWAS versus Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. To be honest and to be fair, I think that Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are right and they're correct in their quest to free themselves from the colonial chains of France. And ECOWAS seems to be against that notion. Now, I don't know if there's money involved, I don't know if there's corruption involved, or there's some type of influence involved, right? But for those three countries who so happen to be landlocked and to have neighboring states that have ports, seaports, and these are supposedly West African brothers, all right? But for some strange reason, the ECOWAS member states have decided that they're going to teach these three rogue states a lesson. So they closed all seaports towards the three nations. Now, what does this result in? Obviously, starvation. Obviously, you don't get your imports in. They have to now use air, or they have to try and use rail from another country which is not in the West, because the West have totally decided they're going to close them off. But guess what? The very people that sub-Saharan Africa think are racist towards them, the very people who sub-Saharan Africans think are not African enough, because these people think that they are Middle Eastern or Arab. Unexpectedly, it's Morocco that has offered these three member states a lifeline by opening their port to the three states. One would think that a black person looks at another black person would be sympathetic to their black person's plight. And that's not the case. When we use the word brother, the term brother, does it carry any substance? If you look at it, right, what does Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, what do they gain? Where else is there? Sierra Leone, uh, Sierra Leone. There's Senegal, there's Senegal over there, and there's another state that I'm living out there, Liberia. What do these states gain by blocking off these three states? What do they gain? Let's be honest. What do they gain from that? Are they willing to watch these three nations starve to death? Are they willing to watch the people of those three countries starved to death? Does this not give Africa a bad name to the broader world just by them doing these simple actions? I mean, okay, look at what's happening in the Middle East at the moment. Israel is now being seen as a pariah state, all because they want to annihilate the terrorists. It's gone beyond terrorism, right? You all know that, right? But let's be honest now. In the West African situation, there's no terrorism going on. So, what is ECOWAS's problem with these three states who are seeking total independence and total freedom from the colonial master? I don't see a problem with that. Should they be supporting these three? Of course they should be. Do they not see the bigger picture? No, they don't. So that's what I'm saying. There must be something in it for ECOWAS from the colonial powers, because otherwise they will not be reacting in a negative way to something that these three are trying to achieve. Now, I may be wrong on this, but I truly believe that those three member states are on a winning trajectory. And I feel like those three member states, and I really feel that those three member states are going to prove to the rest of Africa that it is possible to gain total independence and to lessen the grip of colonial influence on their day to day existence. I may be wrong on that, but I can feel it in my bones that may not be now, but somewhere in the future, those three states are going to be the front runners to what it means to have total independence without any outside influence. And the rest of Africa is going to take that same template and they're going to implement it in their own home countries. I truly believe that. So, where does Morocco fit into all this? Morocco has seen the plight of these three nations, and Morocco has decided they're going to lend a helping hand, of which ECOWAS is not happy about now, because ECOWAS is on this, we're going to teach them a lesson trajectory. But Morocco has hit back and said, no, we are all brothers, even though we may not look alike, but we are all brothers. So what is in it for Morocco? Since Morocco is well off, then these are the three nations. And the funny thing is this, right? Morocco too was colonized by France. Morocco too was hit by massive earthquakes. France then, well, Emmanuel Macron goes on to a press conference and says France is ready to help Morocco if they ask for help. Okay, so let me check. If a country was hit by a massive earthquake, would you not run over to help? Are you waiting for these people to ask for assistance? Do you not see that they need assistance? What kind of brotherly love is that? It doesn't make sense. So, my whole point comes back to this. If it was not for the Moroccans, who else would help these three member states with the importation of goods from the seas? Certainly not the African brothers. So this begs the question now. Are we all brothers? Are we all sisters on this African continent? Does skin color determine that, or does just a simple word determine that? You be the judge. Hello. People, three nations, desperate for import of goods for their people, for their survival, is under threat because a whole block of nations have decided to go against them. Now, in Africa, or in South Africa, we have a term that we call Ubuntu, which means humanity. Are you telling me that in the western part of Africa, there is no humanity at all? Are you telling me that for the longest of time that West African nations have been in existence, that they do not practice humanity? Or are you telling me that in a bloc of Western nations, not one of those Western bloc nations have cool heads that can prevail and say this of blockading three nations who desperately need food supplies to come in and the cheapest way possible will not be permitted? SADC, the Southern African Development Community, had a major problem with Zimbabwe and Robert Mugabe, to be specific. But they did not blockade him at all. Not at one point. They did not do that. So why is ECOWAS doing this? I mean, it does not make sense at all. Said they could have done the same thing, but they didn't. Instead, they tried to help the counterpart. They did not try to starve them to death. But ECOWAS is proving to the world that they do not care. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla!